Liverpool 3, Southampton 0. Last 16 of the FA Cup. We're through to the quarter-final. We march on. We're still on for 4 trophies. And it was never in doubt, was it? Well, it was a bit. Let's talk it through. So we started again without a host of our senior players, and not absolutely expected, even if the likes of Mo and Darwin and Szoboszlai are fit. There's no way they were playing today. So we started off with the kids. We started off with Joe Gomez in the number 6 role. I mean, once again, how amazing has he been all season? Mr. Utility. And we played the first half like a team of youngsters and strangers, to be honest. And Southampton, to their credit, they went for us right from the start. And I can see why. I mean, before their recent blip, they'd won undefeated for 25 games. And you can see why. They're a good footballing team. I did mention in the notes that if you were going to play out from the back like that against a team like Liverpool, you're likely to come a cropper at some point, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, we ended the half 1-0 up after Quiveen Callagher. Tim, are you watching? Was that all right? I got grief for my pronunciation last time. Quiveen or Quiv Callagher was superb in the first half. He was superb for the whole game, but he kept us in it. And we could easily have fallen 1 or possibly even 2 goals behind. We got away with it. We got away with our midfield not being on the same wavelength as each other. But then, right on the stroke of half time, the ball comes to Kumas, and he makes himself a bit of space, and you could see what he was trying to do. You could see all day long he's going for goal. He looks the type. That's what he wants to do whenever he gets in a half decent position. And he fires one in, and it gets a deflection. And the old saying, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And he buries it. And what a moment for our 18-year-old academy player who came to us at age 11. A brilliant moment for him. And it put us 1-0 up at half time. So second half, Van Dijk went off, no surprise there. Konate come on, and for the entire 45 minutes was absolutely brilliant. He was brilliant. The joy that they were getting in the first half, at running at our back line, he had them in his pocket. Yeah, he was up against players who were a little bit more tired, but it didn't matter. He was magnificent. As the game went on, there's the usual pattern started to emerge. So Southampton, for as good as they were first half, they're never ever going to be able to keep that up. And as it got to probably, 55 minutes or so, we started to take a stranglehold on the game, and we really never looked back. They had another 1 or 2 decent chances, including one from a corner that he should have buried. But other than that, we dominated that last 30 minutes again, as we seem to always do. The introduction of McAllister into midfield was obviously going to be more experienced than we had, and it worked. He stamped his authority on the game, but Jayden Danns on Global Scouse Day, a young Scouser, 18 years of age, comes on and does that. Absolutely incredible. I mean, his first goal, played in perfectly. The weight of the ball to him by Harvey Elliott was brilliant. But only a natural goal scorer does that. Only a natural goal scorer doesn't panic, doesn't snatch at it, doesn't whack it at the goalkeeper. He just caresses it over the top of the keeper. Doesn't even look. He doesn't look because he knows, as a natural goal scorer, that what's going to happen here is that goalkeeper is going to go to ground. And without looking, he puts it perfectly. It misses the goalkeeper by about 6 inches. And it's an absolutely class finish from, I even put in the group, remember the name, because even just, I know it's only one moment, but sometimes you can just see. And then he does it again a bit later on. Conor Bradley, always a goal threat himself. He breaks through and it's a cracking shot. The keeper palms it out. The defender is closer to the ball than Dan's is, but the defender's static and Dan's is on his bike. He's on his bike as Conor Bradley hits that ball. Again, the anticipation of a natural goal scorer, and he gets the ball like long before the defenders even reacted, and he just puts it in the back of the net. And 2 goals as a substitute from a young lad like that, age 18, is quite extraordinary. So that was it. The game was put to bed. We could have ended up scoring, another 1 or 2, but the last 30 minutes was Liverpool at their classy, not best, but at very, very classy, very much in control, and we can not forget about that first half now. So there's one other thing worth mentioning. I mentioned this on a previous video, but that was in the last 15 minutes of games. That was Jaden Dan's second goal. His first goal was in the 73rd minute, but his second goal was our 35th goal this season in the last 15 minutes of games. That's quite incredible. And I think, how many have we scored now? Was it 104, 105 goals? We're the highest goal scorers in Europe. And we're even doing it with the kids now. So the shout outs, I've already mentioned them, but I can't not put them in the shout out section. But the 2 18-year-old goal scorers, all 3 goals from 18-year-old academy kids. One born and bred in Liverpool, one born in Chester but brought up in the Liverpool academy, and just magic. Have you seen the Dan's interview afterwards? Talk about the excitement of youth right there. If you haven't seen it, go look it up and have a watch, because it's absolutely brilliant. He calls it the best day of his life. No doubt, he's 18 years of age. For that to happen to you in front of the cop as well is fantastic. And Caoimhín, right, Tim Kelleher, when he first came into the team, when Alisson was being rested, he wasn't injured, he was being rested, he was a bit tentative, and his positional play and his awareness was not quite there, and certain goals that were scored against us, he probably wouldn't be scored against us now, but he was a little bit rusty and a little bit tentative, and that is no surprise at all. He's not playing first team football, but now he's got a run of games. Everything he is doing is brilliant. It's perfect, and he was perfect again today. His distribution is great, his handling is great, his dominance of crosses, but it's that anticipation and reaction time. He saved us against Chelsea, and he saved us again today with more than once. They really could. I mentioned it earlier, but they really could have taken a good 2-goal lead, and he was immense. And the last one to Konate, who is another one that, we've always talked about our world-class players, and in that we put Alisson and we put Virgil and we put Trent and we put Mo, but this lad is getting there. He's getting close to what we would consider world class, and being a relatively young lad, The future looks very, very bright. He was immense when he came on, absolutely immense. So there we are. We roll on. The horrible, lucky Manx in the next round at Old Trafford. I have no fear. I have no fear of them. Absolute rubbish. But anyway, hopefully we can give them a lesson and progress again into another semi-final. All the best, Reds. It's on to Notts Forest in the league. Another must-win game. Enjoy it. Watch that interview I told you about, and you'll never walk alone. Cheers. Ta-ra. Bye.